everyone, I am Oldblade and welcome to my Wonderland. So this week I am so close to just absolute tearing the box open of this figure because this got released. Yes, I'm still my backlog of figures to unbox. This was a pre-order from last year that was released in November. And of course, I'm dying to unbox her because, as you know or you know now, Erza Scarlet is one of my #1 waifus, and I just want everything of her. She is just anime character I probably relate to the most. That being said, let's open this up. So of course, I pre-ordered this from Ami, and like I put it in the title, so this figure comes with an exchangeable part. So basically like an entire different upper torso section. So you know what I did? I bought two. So I hope I don't regret. I hope it seems enough of standalone figure that I can have both on display, because that's what I'm feeling here. Ooh, and I of course had to get the special edition with the acrylic, and I didn't realize, but I actually got both of them because initially when I pre-ordered this I didn't know if the extra part was a special edition or not. Turns out it is a normal edition that you get both parts with, and thusly I got two acrylics, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the second one, but that's still pretty neat. For the price that I got them both, I think I got them for $230 each, and I thought that was pretty awesome considering the prototype's promise. But there we go, so that's packed in nicely and good box size. Thank you, Ami. So then, which one should I start with? This is crazy. I have not bought two of the same figure like this before that are absolute brand new, so hopefully I don't regret. But I was so excited about this design, and yeah. Oh, okay. They're struggling with the tape there. That's a bit of a... And then it curved around, and I'm like, geez, this is not the most smoothest unboxing at all. But that's the acrylic. I will take it out later, but I just wanted to have a quick look because that's pretty cool. Of course, I wish Erza was front and stage, but as we know, Natsu and, well, Lucy should be front and stage, but you know, it's kind of Natsu's arc, to be honest, and he does deserve it at this point considering we've gone through a few of the other characters' arc before the final stages here. But enough of that, we're here to focus on my favourite character, and that is Erza Tatiana, the Queen Fairy herself. Having a look at the box. Oh, this is handy. I can just rotate both boxes. Such a new experience. And well, I mean, with the room and stuff, I don't know, it's not the best decision to get this. But anyway, box design, I'll have to give 10 out of 10. I love the map kind of color. Definitely giving those adventurer vibes. And also the real life picture behind the prototype there, that looks super cool too. Having a peek through the top there, you can see that the extra part, probably not the best shot here, but I'll try again. The piece at the back is the extra torso bit, so just having a look. There we go. There's a bit of you, as you can see, so it fits snugly there. And you know, I think it's a good sized box, enough to protect it and not too ridiculous. Now let's slice this box open and get this gal out of her plastic prison. Bit stuck there, come on. Slide it out, and oh, look at the inside. That is so cool. They've got the actual picture in there too. I'm not sure what part this is, but isn't it just beautiful? I don't know, it just works so well with the figure. It's a nice touch. It's pretty rare that I've unboxed a figure that's had a real picture in it that's worked so well with this, or at all. So it's pretty nice. So of course we've got our section layers here too. We've got one with the flag in the back too. Oh, I'm so excited. I feel like this figure comes with so much. Anyway, let's crack her open. The plastic bubble is nice and tough as well. So let's just put that down and crack it open. Bit of pressure. Don't jump out of your box there. Let's just... There we go. It's always that back corner. I have had a figure almost jump out of the box, and yeah, it's not fun because paint transfer scrapes is not something you want on a new figure. So look at the base. Simple. People might be like, oh, it's just stone rock. I love this. I know the bottom looks a bit cheap, but I love the stone that they've done here. Anything to give me a break from the usual black, round, or white bases, or the cheap looking clear ones. Like, so I'm happy that they've got like a full-on base here. That looks really cool. And oh, there she is. So I'm trying to work out if I'm meant to pull this plastic out or probably have to take off the piece. So let's see how we go. But I'm just admiring already. So it's her first look, like her first version of her normal armor, which is lovely. I definitely think that the look of the figure is representational of her exactly from the anime, like not really an artistic take, which I really do love that, because it's, you know, kind of like a true representation. And oh, her stern face, that is Erza. That is so Erza. I love it. Like, that's the look you get if you've taken her cake. So, or destroyed a part of the guild hall or something. So yeah, you don't want to shit with Erza. As I'm sure Grey Natsu probably could tell you. Now that took a bit to get the piece off, but once it did, it was much easier to put back on and take off, so that's cool. And I like the look of the metal pegs as well, and that just so easy to connect and slips in nicely. There we go. Her pose does seem to be, if you look just from the side, leaning, but she's actually standing straight. It's just the design, artistic design of the pose that looks like she is leaning a little forward, which may bother some people from looking at the side, but it does not impact looking at the front at all. So yeah, I think if anything, it really gives it on the toes kind of feel Erza brings to any of her just posing, if she's casual or if she's, you know, on her way to a battle or something. So this is the second piece. I'll be definitely comparing the other head and choose the best one. So that's like, I would really love to look at the quality control. Since I've got both of these, I can compare to see how close they are as far as being manufactured and control. So as you can see, there's a little bit of paint on the straps there. Sorry, my fingers are hot, so this is cold. I got little fingerprints on the side there. And yeah, no, but that looks pretty good, the flag. And the post is, you know, pretty clear, normal, like just a clean post. So let's put that on, but that's just like the anime, so they couldn't really embellish it that much. But let's put this in and see. It did take me to line it up. That bit was easy, I thought. And then I couldn't figure out which brick that it sat on, but no, it just fit fine. Just let it fall straight. Now this is the tricky bit. So I didn't realize at first, but you actually have to rotate the flag around on the plastic string because the peg would not fit any other way. So I freaked out like, oh no, is it like an issue or something? But no, you just had to see how I did. So that's just rotating the flag on the pole. So yeah, no, there you go. Easy, it's all good, no issues so far. But how cool does that look? It definitely reminds me, I'm pretty sure there's a few poses of Erza in the anime near the guild which has got the flag. She's so righteous and proud of it, I'm sure. Now then, but haha, we've got one more. Let's crack this second one open. Getting straight into it, as you know, we've seen this before recently. Having looked at the flag, and you know what, the paint details are actually better on here. The gold paint doesn't go over on the string too much, which is, there you go. I might switch those over later, but apart from that, it's pretty the same, pretty spot on. So let's have a look at the main figure, and I have to say I'm very impressed with the quality control. And see the seam at the top there doesn't bother me at all, but at least it's really nice tightly shut, so it's, because sometimes that can ruin the figure or not make it feel as cool. But no, I think they've designed that very well. And looking at the two side by side here, it's really hard to tell the differences. Of course, the hair, the same colors, the shading is very close, but slightly individual, of course, because you can't get that gradient at the back completely the same, obviously. But considering that they're pretty close to detail, they're absolutely beautiful, and the quality too. Talking of which, I haven't talked about the paint palette. All the colors here are just spot on, I feel, for her character, especially using the anime as a reference. And the metallic and shiny use of shiny and matte paint, just spot on. That gold is beautiful, and that silver is just to die for. So I'm honestly just so stoked with this figure. Looking at the alternative faces now. And this is the first Erza in her like normal outfit, which is just like, this is what also prompted me to buy a second one of this figure, because I'm like, I love both versions, and if this turns out well, I think it would be good enough to have two on display. So just comparing these two now, they're both pretty similar. I think the only thing that I found was slightly different was the smile. One of them was like a fraction wider, but like you'll need a magnifying glass to tell. This is me like unrealistically looking at everything like an absolute hawk. So yeah, anyway, so I just chose which smile I like most, even though both of them at a glance look exactly the same. But anyway, so I had to make a decision, you know? And of course I put the one that came in its original box back into the box that I opened it up with. Not that it would matter, but it's just something I had to do. Silly, huh? Now this was a bit more of a tighter fit, of course. That's probably because you've got the hip bit. I've got less to grip onto with this smaller part, and just take the bit of plastic off. So it's so awesome to have her in her original attire, and especially if you know the characters. No spoiler at this stage, but her armor is kind of like a shell for her, a shield. She always wants to appear strong and like she's always in control. And she has trouble with people getting too close or sharing those emotions or letting people help her, which I will say I've struggled with a bit of that in the past as well, and I'm sure many of you have as well. So I love that the face is completely different, her arm pose is completely different. It feels like a different figure, but by the same brand, like it's from the same series but different figure. So I really love that. And the little blush on the hands there, the skin is very beautifully done. I love the top. My mother did say, how does she fit her chest in the armor? And I said, it's magical armor, you don't need to. But it's nice to have these two sides of Erza. Anyway, showcase time. So now let's check out this acrylic. This is definitely a thing becoming of AmiAmi. They are releasing more acrylics like this to go with figures for special editions, which I quite like, but it's also becoming same-ish. I know that I'm not complaining. I bought this, I'm happy with the extra, but they could maybe play around with cutting it out instead of having, if they're all the same sizes. So I believe I have another pre-order that has acrylic too. So I'm hoping the acrylic is a different size, maybe like a little bit bigger because the image on it, which you'll find out soon. But if it is the same size, then I think it's making it seem a little less special. Anyway, that being said, I love this extra acrylic. The picture looks really good on it. There's no scratches or anything on it. It's solid, beautiful addition to the fairy tale collection, that being 100% Erza in my case. Tokyo Wish to bring out some of the other Erzas to compare. Of course, I have to do the large pop-up parade, the regular pop-up parade, Waifu, and the classic Hobby Lick Japan one in the front there. So this is listed as 1/8, and I will say it does look 1/8 in her collection, even though her 1/6 by Orc toys kind of ranged a little bit around the body proportions changing, but you know, I'm not complaining. I have yet to get one that's a weird size. So that being said, I think they look really good in comparison to the other Erzas, and I think they're an awesome base set of Erza. You get both of her. You get her more relaxed self. That smile, that Erza smile is just, oh, it's so heartwarming. I don't know what else to say. It just reminds me of the anime, or even bits I've looked up in the manga, and that smile is just like, she's got your back. She's just an absolute pure, beautiful, strong woman. And then the other one, which is her hardcore battle self, who's willing to do anything to protect her guild, and especially her fellow guild members who she just adores. Bellfine, I think, have done an absolute stunning job with this figure. I'd give it an easy 10 out of 10. Even if you get it just by itself, you're getting an awesome pose of Erza. It's dynamic because of her strong pose, her hair in the wind, her eyes even just going the opposite direction gives it a bit more of a dynamic. Standing strong, awesome base that's, you know, just rocks. You just gotta give us a little bit of something like that, and I would be out of the moon with more figures. And the flag, which it's pretty solid, so I don't think this would have any leaning or bending issues as well. Not to mention, look at them side by side. You get a complete separate piece, like a full another half figure. So for the price, I am just, especially at the moment, and Ami has the regular edition on sale for under $200. I think it's like $190, and that's just crazy in my opinion with the amount of quality and epicness you get in this figure. Anyway, I know I've raved about this, and I said this last time, I'm adding it to one of my new favorite Erza figures, which honestly they've got competition because these are just beautiful. They fit into the shrine so perfectly as well. Oh my goodness. So yeah, no, if you love Erza and you want something as close to the anime but also gives you the freedom to have two of the sides of Erza, this figure is definitely a must on your list. This, I have to put it in one of my top 3 Erzas. I know, crazy, but for the amount you get in this figure, Bellfine, you've delivered phenomenally. Especially when I first saw this being announced, it was kind of in that time limit where figures look amazing, but there can be some issues with kind of like the Furio Albedo with the dripping black ink lake. That was kind of the same kind of thing, gets hyped up, but then it didn't deliver it's what the hype was, in my opinion. But instead, this just delivers full hype, and I'm so happy to have this in the collection. And yeah. Anyway, thank you all so much for joining me for this video. If you enjoyed it as much as I did, please give a like, subscribe, and share the video. I really appreciate it. And until next week, stay safe, treat yourself, and I'll see you then. Bye!